about a year ago, like Ron said, we introduced our first voice assistant benchmark. We benchmarked 4 different platforms. We did Alexa, Siri, Google Home, and Cortana. We wanted to make this very transparent, so we published all the results online as well as recorded with video all of the questions and answers, so that in case there was any questions from any of the vendors or people who wanted to recreate these, they could go on and check it out. And actually, I think we'll get into one. There was a question because Cortana was actually provided a very interesting answer to a pretty basic question.
Right, I think we got that for you. And so basically we had these series of 10 questions that we asked all of the, it's a bank of 10 questions, 10 categories of questions with 10 questions in each category, plus a set of 10 calibration questions just to make sure that we got our test right. And these questions got increasingly harder and harder. And you'll kind of see what they are. And some of them actually are even difficult for humans in some ways. But these are the kinds of things that you'd want these voice assistants to be able to do. And these categories, I will show each of these categories here. And the responses, we basically graded the response. So a category 0 response was of when a voice assistant came back and said, I don't understand your question, or I can't help you, or please rephrase that, or something like that. A category 1 response is when it came back with the completely unexpected answer, so basically just got it wrong. Mm-hmm. And then category 2 was basically the word salad. It basically goes, well, here's a really, really, really long answer, so hopefully you, human, can sort of figure out what the right answer is among this. And of course, category 3 is just straight up got it correct. And as Kathleen mentioned, we used a voice to prevent any issues of Scottish accents.
Yeah. We had a few of our interns do it, and not all of them were native English speakers. So we said, you know what? We're going to take that language barrier out of the equation and keep it consistent.
Right. So this is sort of calibration. We figured everybody should get these wrong. We basically asked it a bunch of questions that every assistant should get right, and we also asked it a bunch of questions that we thought every assistant should get wrong, just so that we make sure that our test was calibrated. And so here is Cortana answering the question, what is 10 plus 10?
Alexa, what is 10 plus 10?
10 plus 10 equals 20.
That's the show device, if you haven't seen that one. Or is it the spot?
Hey Cortana, what is 10 plus 10? According to Wikipedia.org, 1010 is a charity that enables people to take practical action on climate change
That doesn't sound
and
right.
combines these local actions to inspire a more ambitious approach to the issue at every level of society.
Hey Cortana, what is 10 plus 10?
10 plus 10 is 20.
All right.
So we used a different voice, and it was able to pick it up on that voice.
Hey Cortana,
but we shouldn't have
what
had
is
to do
10
that.
plus 10?
You'll see it fails on that one too. So it
Yeah.
fails on half of the poly voices, which are supposed to be standard. So what does that tell for AI machine learning data science people in the audience? What does that tell you? That tells you that they trained their speech recognition model on a much more limited set of voices than the Alexa. And we also tested Google Home and Siri, and they both did not fail here. So we sent this to, we tweeted this. And what happened when we tweeted this?
Yeah, so we sent this to Microsoft, and of course they got back to us and said, we don't believe you. So that's why we had it on video, and we sent it to them, and they said that their engineers were not recreating the same answers that we got, but we clearly had it on video.
That's why we have it on video.